I'm good and hungry.
All right. Good. Well, that makes one of you because I'm not hungry yet. I just woke up half an hour ago.
So,
See, it's 10 o'clock your time. It's 7 o'clock my time. So
right,
I'm still kind of hobbling into the day.
exactly. Yeah, normally I'll be eating my first meal by 9 o'clock, but uh, I've been doing a little bit of intermittent fasting, so this is a nice break.
Awesome. Well, say hi to the nice people here joining us, and we're going to get started. I just wanted to welcome you guys again. I'm Chef Maria. I'm also called the Fit Foodie, and yes, I am into fitness, but I'm also a big believer that fitness comes from what's on the end of your fork. So if you're not eating well, ain't nobody out training a bad diet, right?
That's exactly
It's not going
true.
to happen. So I want to help you get your diet in order. And I don't like the word diet. I just use it because it's what people know. Your food plan, your eating plan in order so that you have the energy and you are building the muscle and you are lowering the inflammation and all of the good things that food does. And I met Manny through Instagram. Manny, introduce yourself as I put collagen in my coffee.
Hello, everybody. I'm very blessed to be on this podcast with Maria. I'm a bodybuilder, fitness influencer, videographer. I have a platform on YouTube, which is called Mannys Fitness Fortress, TikTok, and here on Instagram as well. And my whole passion about fitness and training is combining them because I truly believe that your fitness outcome is going to be dictated and predicated on what you put in your body. Um, I keep telling people, in all walks of life, you know, what you put in your body is going to dictate how long you're going to be on this earth. People say when it's God's time, it's God's time. That's true, but God gives us the resources, information, and things available to us to extend our life by putting in our bodies what He put here on the earth. So that's my mission.
Amen. Amen. My brother in faith. So, Manny, I've got all of my ingredients out. I'm going to show everybody because we've got literally 20 minutes to get breakfast on the table. Most people think that it can't be done. We're going to show them that it can. Super simple and easy. That's the way we like it. So let me tell you what I'm making. I'm making blender oatmeal pancakes. They're super high in protein. They've got
Uh,
eggs and they've got Greek yogurt in them. So you're going to start with 2 cups of quick cook oatmeal. Okay, try and use organic oatmeal if you can, because oatmeal and grains in general tend to have high levels of glyphosate, which is not good for us. It's a pesticide that ends up being kind of epidemic in lots of different things. So try and use organic oats, and that's 2 cups. It's going right into your blender. Then you're going to add 2/3 of a cup of milk. I'm using almond milk. Manny, we're hearing a little bit of background noise. I don't know if that's you rustling around.
all right. Is that
You got the
better?
pans going.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Wow.
Okay, so you've got 2/3 of a cup of your almond milk, and then 2 whole eggs. Crack them. Everything is going right in here. This is what's so beautiful about this recipe. You don't need an extra bowl. Everything goes right in your blender. So it's super low mess, which is how I like it. I don't know
Pan-
about you, Manny, but I don't like mess.
no, absolutely. I try to clean up as I go if I do make it.
Yeah.
Now, pancakes is
Oh,
one of
yeah.
my favorites.
Yes. It's one of my family's favorites too, and this is how I like to make it. So I stuck the scoop into the yogurt, and again, we got to keep it low mess. You're doing 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. I like to do plain Greek yogurt because it's less sugar.
All right,
If
so
you really feel like you need some sweetener added to it, I'm going to show you how to do it with 0 calories. Because again, what we're trying to do is keep the sugar calories low and give you the sense of sweetness, but also feeling full.
uh,
Here's the thing. If you don't feel full from your food, then you're going to go seeking something sweet, right? To satiate your sweet tooth. And you don't need sweetness from calories.
Absolutely.
Let me show you how to do that. So we've got half a cup of yogurt, and then I'm doing just a half a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Again, make sure you're using the pure stuff and not the stuff that's just all sugar. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and that's going to give your pancake a little fluff. Two teaspoons, and then I'm going to do half a teaspoon of cinnamon. And the cinnamon is all about lowering inflammation as well as giving flavor.
Absolutely, I love it.
And then last but not least, I'm using Swerve. Have you used this, Manny?
No, I haven't used that.
This is an erythritol sweetener alternative. This one's brown sugar, so I love the taste of this in the pancakes. And, I already have a measuring spoon in here. Look at me. You're going to do 1 tablespoon. And 1 tablespoon, it's pretty sweet. So 1 tablespoon goes actually a really long way. If you really want to, you can add another one. But I say start small and then add, because again, I want you to get used to the taste of not having a lot of sweetener in here before you start adding a bunch. So that's all we do, and we blend it up and let it sit for 8 minutes. So Manny, take it away.
All right, that sounds good. That's our carbs. One of my favorite staples in breakfast is, eggs and salmon. I've always eaten them separately, but haven't eaten them together. And what I did was I got some sockeye salmon, which is right below king salmon, which are 2 of the best you can buy. And I preheated that. So this is
Sorry, I know that's going to be loud.
That's fine. This is grilled or smoked salmon. All right. So what we're going to do is put that to the side and start on the eggs. And I always use pasture-raised organic. And pasture-raised just simply means that the chickens were allowed to roam around in the pasture and eat eggs, bugs, and grass. So they're all organic.
They're eating what they're supposed to be eating. I've got the same thing. Look, outdoor access. And right. Listen, it's really important that whenever you're eating an animal protein, that whatever the animal is eating is also clean, because the higher up the food chain you go, that becomes even more important.
Right. Now I'm going to add some scallions and some red onion to mine. I always like my eggs with onions, and I'm adding some scallions to it also. And I usually use red onions because red onions has a higher antioxidant property protection than white or yellow onions. But white or yellow,
and they're a little more mild. Yeah. They're a little more mild too for people who don't like that super sharp flavor.
So, right. And I usually cut mine kind of big. I don't cut them in really tiny pieces because the heat will do the rest. They'll caramelize them. But so we have the pan on medium right now, and I put a little bit of olive oil in there. I'll use salt-free butter sometimes, but when I use olive oil, I'll use the extra virgin right here, and this is cold pressed. And it's in a glass bottle, people. Glass bottle whenever you can. So I'll just put a couple squirts in here. All right. And
another alternative when it comes to oils, when you're sauteing, is grapeseed oil. This is grapeseed or avocado are also really good options because they can take a little higher heat.
Absolutely. Yep. So there we got our red onions and scallions. Just going to slide those into the pan. We got that on medium to medium high. And eggs are going in soon after. And these eggs again are pasture-raised organic, and I usually take 4. That's a good amount for me. I'll eat up to 6. I'm a pretty big guy, but I'll eat 4 eggs, scramble them real quick, and I'll let the onions start to sear a little bit.
Manny, how many calories do you eat a day when you're training hard?
Well, the off season, it may be up to like 7,000. Uh,
Wow.
if I'm like leaning or cutting down for some type of photo shoot or something, it'll be between 3 and 5, and they're pretty clean too.
7,000 calories. That's a lot of calories.
Yeah, it seems like a lot, but when like the more you exercise and the more energy you burn, if the meals are spaced out throughout the day evenly and you're working that
Yeah,
hard,
of
it really
course.
isn't that much. So I've gotten the eggs all battered up. I usually batter mine with this instead of a whisk, and we're going to pour those right in the pan, just like this, right over top of the scallions and the red onions. That's how I like mine. And
And the thing with scrambled eggs, real important, I just want to add is that air. You got to get some air in there. You got to really beat them up if you want nice fluffy eggs. You
right,
don't need to add milk to them. I think there's this fallacy that you have to add milk to scrambled eggs. No, you don't. You just need to get some air in them.
right. I've never added milk.
Put some muscle into it. Put
Yep.
some muscle into it.
Right. Also, I'd like for people to see this. The other one was kind of defective, so I went out and bought a new one at Walmart. This is a ceramic coated pan. We don't use Teflon over here, so we use stainless steel, glass, cast iron, or ceramic, the white coating, and it should say on the labeling of the product when you buy it. That's what we do. So it's non-toxic,
Perfect.
non-toxic, and everything cooks very easily. And I use Maria recommended this, so we're gonna put some dried chives in here. I love chives, and I have a seasoning that's multiple herbs with no salt. I like that also.
Just another form of onion.
Yes,
So you've got double onion in there.
yes,
And the nice thing about onions, I just want to add from a health perspective, not only flavor, is onions are very they're a natural antibiotic. So as we
yes,
enter head first into the cold and flu season and everybody's getting sick,
yes,
getting garlic and onions into your body is an excellent way to improve your health. It's also really good for your gut.
right.
So it's got multiple purposes. I just want to let everybody know my batter is sitting in the blender. I've just got a few more minutes before I pour it onto the griddle, and I have this heating up and ready to go. But while I let this heat up, Manny, I'm going to clean, because I'm going to add apples into this because there's cinnamon and oatmeal. It's like perfect for apples. We're going to clean the apple with our Eat Cleaner wipes.
Right.
And this is really important for cleansing pesticides and bacteria from our produce.
I was
That's
just
my product.
exactly. I was just on your site. I'm definitely going to go get me some today. It's very important with all the pesticides and all types of other chemicals and foreign objects on our fruit and vegetables that we get all that stuff off of there. And I've seen the results of her cleaning agents, Maria's cleaning agents on there, and you could see the dirt coming off, the strawberries, everything, the peas, everything. So it's very, very imperative. So,
And this is a biodegradable cloth, so it's also good for the environment, which I feel very strongly about.
awesome. The last seasoning that I use, I love this too. It has dried garlic, we got onion, black pepper, parsley, fennel, everything's in here. And this is also salt-free. When I do use salt, I use Himalayan sea salt.
That's the Himalayan pink salt is my favorite. I love the flavor. I love the way it looks.
And eggs, omelets are one of my favorite, scrambled or otherwise, because the eggs are like super healthy. They have the good cholesterol. They have all 9 essential amino acids, all 9. They're great for your eyes, zeaxanthin and lutein for your eyes. It's a myriad of health benefits by eating eggs. And also, obviously,
Eggs get such a Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was just going to say, eggs get such a bad rap, unfortunately. I think they're very misunderstood.
yeah, a lot of people don't realize that your cholesterol levels in your body is produced by your liver. Your liver makes cholesterol. And then what you intake orally makes up the difference. So cholesterol is a necessary component that you need to live. So you have the HDL and you have the LDL. And a lot of people think that eggs have a surplus of the bad cholesterol. So, you know, eggs,
And
grass-fed
that's
beets.
actually what ends up raising your cholesterol is sugar.
Exactly.
So it's sugar and super saturated fatty meat, which I'm not a big fan of.
Right.
I think get your fat from monounsaturated sources is the best way to go.
And this omelet is done. Pretty much see that. You see the reds and the green. Um,
Beautiful.
all the seasonings are on there, especially the
I love
chives.
it.
And like I said, I eat my eggs with some sort of clean carbohydrates. And it's been a while since I had the egg, pancake combo. But after that, then we have this salmon right here. I'm gonna lay this salmon, this egg omelet right on top of the salmon, or vice versa, and then cut it into pieces. So
I love salmon with eggs. That is like a nice soft scrambled egg with salmon is so like luxurious. It's like it feels so special, you know?
right. Makes
And
you.
the great thing is you don't have to prepare anything with the salmon. It's already ready to go.
Yes, and even without any major flavoring, salmon is so flavorful, it's so delicious. So here we go. Right here we got the
Yeah,
pieces
I'm
of
going to show
salmon.
everybody what the
Go ahead.
let me see. Let me see. Bring it up to the camera.
Now I've cut it into pieces, and I'm
I'm
going to
like,
lay this on top of the omelet. So
oh, beautiful. I wanted to show everybody too. I'm just going to switch my camera around so you can see. I've got the pancakes on the griddle now.
oh wow.
And as soon as they start to bubble is when we're going to flip them. But that's our pancake batter that we made in the blender. And you'll notice there was no flour. Okay, so for everybody that's gluten free,
Right.
this is such a perfect recipe. You don't need any flour, it's just with the oats. And you can make this gluten, or you can make this vegan, you can make this without the eggs, and you can substitute the yogurt for a plant-based yogurt. So there are modifications for this as well.
So one
I
more.
just like to get the added protein in.
Absolutely. Maria, one more time. Can you go down the list of the ingredients that you used? Everything that's in there?
Yeah, and I'm going to post this on Instagram today. I'll show the finished pretty stack of pancakes, but basically oatmeal, Greek yogurt, baking powder, eggs, vanilla, pure vanilla extract. We use
Hmm.
the swerve sweetener instead of sugar or
Okay.
maple syrup
Okay.
because they're still caloric sweeteners, you know. And then I have my cinnamon, and that's it. And then I'm going to add some apples that I cut up.
That's
And I'm
awesome.
going to just sprinkle them right on top here
Wow.
before I flip. So getting breakfast, I think people love to go out to breakfast, right? It's one of those things that people love to do. But I always say, like, if you make it at home, at least you know what ingredients are going into it. You'll save
Absolutely.
so much money because, I mean, I don't know about in your area, but if you go out to breakfast and have an omelet, you're paying like $14.
Yes.
I mean, eggs are one of the most inexpensive foods that you can buy. So why waste your money on that, you know?
Boy, I got to get a separate plate for those delicious looking pancakes. Because look at this. Maria, this is my finished product. Okay, we got the omelet with an avocado. That's a bit. That's
I
enough for.
love it.
That's enough for three guys.
That I
But
know, or one Manny's.
yes, but yeah, that's a nice size griddle too. That's another thing. Whenever that's one thing I always looked at when I was getting a griddle was the size, the length of it, because you need to be able to put some surface, have some good, decent surface space to spread everything out.
Yeah, I mean, I love that what you said about the pan because having the right cookware really makes a big difference. When you're set up for success, like with the tools that you have, it just makes it so much more enjoyable and more conducive to cooking, right? When you've got all your tools. I'm just getting my
Yes.
spatula here.
Yeah, that's so important too because even with air fryers, they say there's some that are sold with coatings of Teflon and there's some that are sold with stainless steel coatings. It's very important to choose cookware with healthy surfaces. And there's a lot of options. You got glass, you got cast iron, you have ceramic coating. There's a whole lot, all types of options. And and even with your
Yeah.
Tupperware, you can get Pyrex glass, you get BPA free containers, you know, and
Oh yeah. So many. Oops, screwed that one up. Yeah. Cookware is very, very important because it's the basis of everything that you're doing. And do your research. You can never go wrong with cast iron because of how it's made. It's that, hard steel that you can never really go wrong with.
Maria, let me ask you a question. I just bought two new cast iron pans, and they said to season them, you're supposed to apply olive
Yeah.
oil in and around the
Yes.
base, turn them upside down, put them in the oven on 350 on top of aluminum foil, and all your food placed in there from there on will have a distinctive flavor that will never go away.
Yeah.
Plus it protects.
Yes.
That's great. I never knew that.
Yeah, so the idea with cast iron is that you never really have to, quote, wash it with soap. However, I will tell you that I do. I just don't let them soak. So
Okay.
what I'll do is I'll scrape them out and then just give them a quick wash with actual like detergent and then just dry them immediately. That's just me because for me, I don't like, I'll cook fish in there. I don't want it tasting or smelling like fish for my next
Right.
meal. You know
Right.
what I mean? I'm gonna go grab a plate to show what these final pancakes look like.
Guys, once again, that's these pancakes that Maria's making is a great example of a clean source of carbs. You got the organic oats. So just think about look what's in your pantry right now. If you have pancake batter up there, turn them around and read the ingredients, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You make them at home like this, or you buy organic and really be meticulous about the ingredients. You can prevent a lot of stuff like diabetes and stuff like that with sugars and breads that convert right to sugar. So that's important to intake clean carbs. And
Yeah,
sweet potato is one of my
clean
favorite.
clean carbs and also, all of the chemicals and pesticides that we tend to get, right, from food, we need to
Oh
be
my
really
goodness.
careful of
Oh my
because that
goodness.
actually interrupts our body's ability to shed weight. For a lot of people who are having a hard time losing weight, I'm like, you got to cut the diet soda,
Y-
you got to cut like the chemicals that you're adding into your food.
Yes. There's so many alone that just disrupt women's hormones, you know, and as far as affecting
Yes.
weight gain, menopause, just growth, everything, even your body's ability to
You
detox
mentioned,
itself.
I
Go.
mean, BPA is one of them, right? Biosphenols. Look
Yes.
at that stack.
Um, and see, wow, that's about the height my mother used to make for me. Except for her, that looks amazing. So I
My son is about to wake up and he's going to dig into those, I'm sure.
now I use.
Now, you,
Oh, go ahead.
yeah,
I use agave. Is that? Do you like that on there? Sometimes I use agave. So what do you use?
I I like if you're going to use a sweetener, I like a pure maple syrup because agave is still somewhat processed. I'm going to show you the maple syrup that I've got here. Sorry, I keep walking off camera, but this is an organic maple syrup that I actually got at Costco.
Oh wow.
And it's really high quality. I mean, it's just all it is maple syrup, 100% pure organic maple syrup. So, are you ready for the drizzle? You don't
Wow.
need a lot.
That's the thing about me. I like
There we go.
my pancakes to be wet. I love syrup on all of them. That
There
looks
we
good.
go.
Wow. Now, what do you think
Oh,
about
they smell
this?
so good, and they've got the apples and cinnamon in them. So
Wow.
yummy.
The agave that I did purchase is organic. It's organic raw. Do you think that makes a difference?
Yeah, I do think that makes a difference, and I think that's probably a better quality one
Okay.
for sure.
My mother used to use maple syrup all the time, you know, all the time.
Yeah, again, I think sweeteners in general, it's not like you can't have them, but I really want you to try and get used to what food tastes like without a ton of sugar added, you know? So start with the fruit stuff. You can use something like this, the erythritol,
Wow.
and start there and then see how it, tastes for you. Well, we made it to we did our breakfast within the time we said we were going to. Should we take a bite and tell all these
Hey,
nice people to have a nice day?
hey, listen,
Let's take a bite together.
I'm about to break my fast, but here you go. My intermittent fasting.
Well,
Mm,
it's about the time to break it, right?
mm, delicious.
Oh, wow. Oh, it's so good.
Mm,
Mm. I love the texture of an oatmeal pancake so much more than a flour one because it's got just like a little texture to it, a little more, body to it. And
yeah,
with the apples, oh, forget about it.
this is amazing. And also, what you said, our taste buds and our palate has been destroyed so much over the last couple of decades by the excess sugars and sweeteners that we don't know what real food really tastes like. And that's why it's
Hmm.
important to teach people they can learn how what's really good and what can be made to taste naturally sweet without all the extra additives. But yeah, the
Manny,
set.
will you post how you made your eggs with your salmon, and I'll post my
Yeah,
pancake recipe, and we'll share together.
yes, definitely. Um, I have work today, but I definitely will be up by tomorrow, the next day, and I'll put that on
Okay.
Instagram. And this video will be on YouTube. And the recipe and my posting of this will be on Instagram and TikTok as well. And my platform is Mannys Fitness Fortress on YouTube. And I I met Maria because I just one day I was just looking on Instagram. I said, "Wow, look at all this pal." I was just scrolling and scrolling with all these recipes. Oh, this is amazing. Then I saw on the doctor's TV show, and I said, "This is incredible." And it's very rare to find someone who's of sound mind, body, and conscious about nutrition, conscious about their physicality, and God fearing. That's a very hard combination to find, and I'm blessed to be able to meet her.
Oh, likewise, Manny. I feel the same, and I think it's important that we always support
Mm,
and lift each other up. People who have the same mission, and I see so many people hurting, quite frankly, like you can't fix a hurt person with just food or
yeah,
just exercise. It's got to be with an anchor of faith because at the end of the day, if we're not anchored to something much bigger than we are, we're lost. We're just floating. So all of the above, right back at you.
and another thing is that mental and spiritual support. To get people in the gym to start changing their physique, to get people to start changing their palate of food, they have to change their mindset. And some people need that push, that motivation. So once you change the mindset, everything else will follow. That's important, you know.
Hmm.
So, but yeah,
Oh
this
yeah.
this omelet is fire. I can't even finish this. This is probably gonna be for lunch. For lunch. Mm.
That's good. I wish I could send you some pancakes and you could send me some omelet. I guess we can kind of imagine.
And there are six different types of salmon, guys. The top two at the top are sockeye and king salmon. They're both Pacific origin on the endangered species list, and they're very protected from oil spills and mercury. So keep that in mind. Sockeye and king salmon are the two best.
If you can find king is like the king it for a
Yeah,
reason. It's
yeah.
very expensive, very hard to find, but when you can find it, it's something special. So,
Up to 20 to 50
all right,
pounds.
my wow, yeah. All right, my dear, I have to let you go because I got to get my son to school. Thank you for joining me this morning. It was a lot of fun. I loved doing this. Let's do it again.
Yes,
It's a good start to a Fit Friday, the first Fit Friday of the
absolutely.
year.
And
And
I'm glad people will be able to partake of this and benefit from this, being that this is the beginning of the new year, because this is how you need to eat.
yes,
But thank you for having me, and blessed 2023. And I'm going to eat the rest of this.
Same to you.
Try to finish this before lunch. All right.
All right, get your calories